Hey, it's Jason. Welcome to WordPress Foundations. This is Module 2, Setup and Installation. This video is titled Bloggers Toolset. So now that you have your domain name, which is something people can type in to visit your website, and you got a hosting account, which is the place where your blog resides, you're going to need to get a few more tools so that you can properly manage your blog and keep things updated. So let's start off first with the FTP client. Now, the number one tool you're going to need is the FTP program. You're going to use this for stuff like uploading graphics to your website if you have to, uploading premium themes if you decide to go that route, which we talk about later on in module number 5, as well as plugins, which we also talk about. And maybe you have to upload some other files, like maybe you got to upload some videos, some zips, whatever. So you're going to have an FTP client. It's pretty essential. Now, you don't have to go out and pay any money for one of these. The one that I highly recommend using and works on any operating system is FileZilla, which you can download for free by going to FileZilla-project.org or just Googling up the word FileZilla. It's like FileZilla, kind of like Godzilla, but FileZilla. Next thing you're going to need is a simple text editor. You should have this as part of your operating system, but I'm just emphasizing it here because you're not going to want to use Microsoft Word to edit your HTML files or your PHP files. That's just going to cause you a whole lot of trouble. If you don't want to use a simple text editor, you could also use like Dreamweaver or something like that to edit your text. You just need a code editor. But if you don't want to spend any money, a simple text editor is going to be fine. You're going to use this to edit like PHP files, CSS files, and stuff like that. So you're going to want to get a simple text editor like TextEdit for the Mac, Notepad for Windows, or gedit for Linux, or just any other simple text editor. You're just going to need something that's, if you want something that's a little more high-end, then you can go out and buy it, like Dreamweaver. There's Coda, and there's a few other ones for different operating systems. You just got to find what works for you. Next thing we need to do is talk about some graphics. So you're going to need some kind of simple image manipulation program. If you want to edit any photos you post on your blog, or you want to make like a logo or a banner ad or anything else, you're going to need some kind of graphical program, some way to manipulate your graphics. And for that, you can use something like GIMP, which I actually talked about earlier in this training, Photoshop, or any other program to manipulate your images. However, these things cost money, with exception to GIMP, because it's totally free. So here's some stuff you can use online. First off is Photoshop Express. You just go to photoshop.com. I'm sure you've heard of Adobe Photoshop. This is their online version, and it doesn't cost a penny. It's really good for editing photos and stuff on the fly. I mean, you can do this on your laptop, whatever. It's not really a problem. You could probably even do it on your iPad, but they have a Photoshop tool for the iPad, so you don't need to mess with it. And they got SplashUp. SplashUp's a really cool site. You just go to splashup.com, and there's Pixlr, pixlr.com/editor. These are all like free, and they're pretty cool to use, and it's a great way to go ahead and edit some graphics, even if you don't want to spend any money or learn how to use some crazy program. Or of course, you could just outsource this stuff and hire somebody else and not worry about it. So in this video, we talked about the essential tools before we move on with the rest of this program, such as an FTP client so you can upload WordPress or other files, a simple text editor so you can edit them, and some graphic editors. Now, I got to give you a brief warning. The next videos throughout the rest of Module 2, I recorded a long time ago with a mic I was testing out. It was a pretty inexpensive mic. It was like $100 mic, and the sound quality isn't that good. And I tried to clean it up a little bit, but it sounds like very, very low volume, low whatever. So I'm just warning you now in advance that the next videos that are coming up, they're a little old. So if you want to skip them, that's perfectly fine. Just watch the video called the one-click install, and it just basically explains how to use Fantastico. The other videos are there that teach you how to, if you want to do it the long, hard way, so maybe you already have a host and you don't want to switch to another one, and you have to manually upload WordPress. That means you got to edit your wp-config file and all this stuff. I teach you how to do that. I also teach you how to set up your MySQL database, but you can totally skip all of those videos. I mean, I don't recommend watching them at all. Only watch the video you need to watch, and hopefully, if you followed everything else, that's going to be the Fantastico stuff. So after you've installed WordPress using Fantastico, which is what I highly recommend, you can just skip to that video, which I think is video 2.9 or 2.10, something like that. It's called the one-click install. After you watch that video, you're good to go, and you can go ahead and go on to Module 3. So don't watch any other videos in Module 2 after this one, 2.3, except unless you absolutely have to, because there's no point in watching it. You're not going to get any value out of it. So I'll talk to you soon. I'll see you in Module 3 after you get WordPress installed.